It says, but God. Now, the funny thing is that we live in Chronos, you know. So when we start thinking about time, what are we thinking about? We think about minutes, seconds, hours. But the funny thing about time is because God is who God is, everything is the same time. Don't make any sense to it. Because you know why it don't make no sense? Because that's how God is. Like God is not confined to time. So he doesn't need time. He just placed us in it. So time is the measurement for man's life. So that when you ask me how old I am, that's the measurement for my life. That's time. And so since God is from the ancient, he's the ancient of days, he's from eternity. As a matter of fact, when they talk about Jesus, they say from everlasting to everlasting. Now, I don't know how that thing matches up. That's how powerful it is, because it's like, it's infinity. It's just, it's beyond time. It's out of our intellect. And so he doesn't need time. And sometimes when we get on that hamster wheel, we're just thrown off by it, because it seems like it has been so long that I just can't take it no more. I'm on it. It won't stop. I can't stop. And it's overwhelming. But when I see that word, but, it's where God does something different. See, because we have Chronos, that's time. That's measurement time. Kairos, that's appointed time. Kairos is the time where God steps in your hamster wheel and stops it and lets you out. He said, I'm going to let you out of this bondage. Kairos, if we're going to define it, is the appointed moment of time where God anoints for transformation. Like I step in your situation now, because now I'm about to change it. And when I change it, I change you. And that it starts and it keeps on going. When we look at a sentence, usually a sentence doesn't start with but like this one does. Usually something takes place in the first half of the sentence. And then the writer puts a comma. Then puts but. So that when we look at our lives sometimes on the hamster wheel, that the hamster wheel part of it is the first half of the sentence. That is that part where it's like, it seems to be the realest part of your life at the moment. It's the only thing that I can pay attention to right now. That the other things that I'm supposed to be doing, I really can't do because I'm drawn to the attention of my situation. Wow. You ever been in a situation where you really can't do anything else because the pressing part of it is this, and it overwhelms the other stuff that needs to be done. Now, just by you do things every day, all the time, you happen to do the other stuff. But you know that if that wasn't like that, you would do this so much better. But because this is so bad, you're just doing the best you can. You're just trying to pull it together. And all of this starts to be chaotic because I'm so overwhelmed by all of this. Yes. That's the first half of the sentence. But what I know is God has a Kairos moment for your life. God has a moment where he happens in your life. Like, it wasn't like he wasn't far off from that all along. That was happening. It is real. I wasn't trying to torture you, but that's just how life kind of is. There is no temptation taking you such as common to man, that things happen to us. Life happens to us, but God will happen to us. God will happen where he'll create a Kairos moment. He sees the first half of the sentence, and he'll look at it and he says, the enemy wrote this. He said, but let me put a comma there. And let me put a but. He said, because that's not the way this is going to end. Because that's not what I wrote. See, I'll go back to what we talked about last week. This is completely a rerun. What we live has already been lived in God. God already mapped it out. He already had a mind for it. What did he tell Jeremiah? I know my thoughts. I was thinking about you. Don't let anyone in this room think that God ain't thinking about you. That God hadn't had a plan for your life. That he doesn't have a good plan for your life.